Hi, I'm Kevin Hunter with Windows, Doors, and More, and I'm here today to talk to you about roofing. Roofing is something that most of us as homeowners will do once or twice in our lifetimes. So we definitely want to get it right, and we don't want to have to do it any more than we have to, because it is an expense that does certainly add up when you do it many, many times over and over. One of the ways that you can do your roof is you can put shingles over top of your old shingles. And that's not necessarily a great idea, but it's certainly a lower cost way to go. And you might say, well, why wouldn't you go over top of the old shingles? A lot of times you don't want to do that because the additional weight that's incurred when you put shingles on top of shingles. And especially if you have an existing leak, it's not a good idea to go over top of an existing roof that's already having leaking issues, because you're potentially just masking a problem that's going to show up later. We generally in our market recommend taking the old shingles off the home and going all the way back down to the roof deck. The sheeting that's on the roof, you want to examine that and you want to make sure it's still in good shape. And then if there's any damage to the roof decking, you want to replace that prior to then putting on an underlayment. And I want to talk about underlayments today. Underlayments are the felt. The felt, or we use what's called a synthetic. That's even stronger than felt. Felt has a tendency, for instance, I can easily tear that, and that's not as durable as synthetic. I can't tear this unless I get into scissors, and obviously we're not going to be getting a pair of scissors out to cut that. But that is what we would recommend putting down over the roof deck once your shingles are removed. Also around the perimeter, you're going to want to use ice and water shield, a premium product that goes around all the overhangs of the house and all the valleys. And that is a sticky material that sticks to your roof deck, and that keeps any ice dams from crawling or coming back in and creating drywall damage inside of the home. We also recommend that you do it in unheated spaces as well. Building code states that you have to do it in all the areas where they're heated or cooled, but we recommend doing the unheated garages as well, because an ice dam in a garage is just as much of a problem if it's in the house, because it means you're going to have drywall damage from water spots if you were to have an ice dam in the garage. So we recommend doing the whole entire house with ice and water shield so that you don't have ice dams that create a water issue. Then you want to then make your most important decision is what type of shingle are you going to use. There are about 8 different shingle manufacturers in our region that are present. We recommend Atlas. Atlas shingles are manufactured in Ohio, and they are brought into our marketplace, and it's a beautiful shingle. It's dimensional. It has a lot of beauty to it. Has some shadowing marks so that it when the sun hits the roof, it looks beautiful. It acts as a dimensional pool, if you will, to the eye, and it's very pleasing. The other big thing with the Atlas shingle is how much asphalt's in it. It's 240 pounds per square. That's a 10 by 10 on your home. It's substantially a heavy product that's going to do a great job of standing up against the weather that we have in our section of the country. We see a lot of snow, we see a lot of rain, and we see some extremely hot temperatures too. Again, we're dealing with an asphalt product. It's an oil-based product, much like what's on the asphalt roads. They over time can wear down, so you want to make sure you get a heavy asphalt, not a thin asphalt shingle, because it won't stand up very long. There's a big difference between asphalt shingles that you buy through a home improvement company versus what you see in the box stores. They're not the same. They're typically about 30% lighter weight, and they don't have the warranties that a high-end shingle has, like an Atlas. And also this particular shingle has a product that we're really excited about. It's called Scotch Guard. Scotch Guard keeps the shingles from actually streaking. It's a protective coat that's actually put into the shingle in the manufacturing process to keep the shingles from actually streaking. If you drive around and look in your neighborhood, or your roof might even look like that now. And that's very unattractive, and that makes a roof look dated and old. With the Scotch Guard, you'll not have that. It's guaranteed for 15 years to never show any streaking marks on the roof. So we highly recommend a high-end asphalt shingle with a lot of weight with the Scotch Guard coating. Extremely important. And then lastly is how you're going to install it. We recommend that you storm nail a shingle, that you have put 5 or 6 nails per shingle in the nailing hem so that the shingles will stay down nice and taut. We recommend that you hire a professional contractor. It's the #1 accident that it's reported that men falling off their roofs trying to do their own roofs. It's not for the fleeting of heart, that it's not an easy project. The shingles are extremely heavy today compared to years ago. And also the cleanup can be a little bit of a challenge too, getting all those old shingles off the roof and disposed of. That's why we also recommend that you find a contractor or a home improvement company that doesn't do it the old way where they just take the shingles and throw them all over the landscaping and just throw them down and pick them up. You want to get a dump trailer or what's called the equipter or the roofer's buggy. It's a great way to be able to put that right up against the home and take the shingles off into the box. That also becomes the dumpster, if you will, and that keeps the shingles from hitting the siding, marring up windows, cutting screens, and damaging the landscaping. So I would highly recommend you take that to consideration when you're choosing a contractor, and make sure they're going to protect your property. Use a high-end quality shingle with a lot of weight. Make sure that it has Atlas. And then lastly, the warranty. Make sure you never ever take a verbal warranty from any contractor or home improvement company. The reason being is that there's a lot of false statements that are being made regularly about roofing. And unfortunately, you can get caught up in that as a homeowner if you were to ever have a problem. Always get the warranty in writing and deal with somebody that has a physical location, so if there is a problem, you can find them. And you want to make sure that the warranty is actually submitted to the manufacturing company. Our home improvement company does that. Most do. Will submit your warranty information. Make sure you have the paperwork for it, because if you were to ever have a problem, you want to know how to go about getting the repairs that are necessary. Many of the shingle companies nowadays are offering what's called a lifetime warranty. Limited is the key word in that. What we're providing, and most of the shingle companies are providing, or home improvement companies are providing, is what's called a limited lifetime warranty. That's like a bumper-to-bumper warranty for 15 years that you don't have to worry about anything. Streaking, shingles blowing off, any kind of wear and tear on the roof itself for 15 years. Most of the manufacturers will stand behind it. Not necessarily on the streaking aspect. You have to find someone that has the Scotch Guard coating for that. But otherwise, you want to make sure that you have a copy of the warranty and make sure you keep it in your files. And again, you want to hold on to that, especially when you go to sell your home potentially. That would be transferable as well, and you want to be able to have that as proof of when you actually had the roof done. Thanks so much for listening.